Hey Gemini, Satnam, my name's Elise and you're watching Satnam Spirituality. Welcome in, welcome in. So this reading is for the solar eclipse on October 2nd in Libra. And so this is happening in your 5th house. So let's see what's going on with your energy today for Gemini. So it's always important to remember that the new moons are like the starting of something. So you might start to see, this is like a new energy that we're being made aware of. So you might start to see some things trickle in, but it's something an energy that we're meant to work with over a longer period of time, even a longer period of time of like, rather than the normal lunar cycle. So this is the final eclipse in Libra. We will have one more on the Libra Aries axis in Aries next spring, and then we fully move into the Pisces Virgo axis after that. So that is residing in your chart. Aries and Libra are your 5th and 11th houses, and then Virgo and Pisces are your 4th and 10th houses. So it's moving out of into an area of like your home, your stability, also your career. Like you're going to start seeing changes in regards to that. So the first card that came out was Witch's Gathering. Gather in power, come together in grace. Unity is rising and shall be embraced. Definitely, I feel like this is an important, it's like rerouting in. And this is a point where, especially aligned with the South Node, it's a point of release. So there's something that we're releasing, and this might have been keeping you from community, or maybe you're realizing that you're letting go of the things that prevented you from creating community. You also have cacao, which is you are loved, you are held, and you are already everything you seek. And so it's just like it feels like this you have Harvest Witch at the bottom. What sacrifices have you made to be the greater? What sacrifices have you made for the greater vision of what is to be? And so it feels like there's some sort of completion energy here. And it's about releasing a lot of things that, because Libra is a social sign. And with this also happening in the 11th house as well, across the Aries Libra axis, it's like there's been some things that maybe you were people pleasing or giving away too much, and it's like there's a lot of sacrifices that have been made, and maybe you're like course correcting right now, and it's like you already understand that you're loved, you're held, and you are everything you seek. And then to have this, what sacrifices have you made? So it's like maybe there's a time, like a period of time right now where you're reflecting in on the things that you have sacrificed in before, and also the things that you're sacrificing right now or changing right now in order to bring in this vision. And maybe this has been triggered by other people. I just want to get one more card here. Yeah, pomegranate, dare to taste the unknown, let it seduce your spirit awake. And so it's like, yeah, like there's been a lot of this release happening, and now you're stepping into like this new era. But it's not without like remembering where you've come from, what you've been through. And so there might be some like reminiscing there, or perhaps some like melancholy or grief around it. Is kind of what I'm getting. I have foraging. There's no better feeling than having gone after what you desire. So many things around you manifesting or creating your reality, and like really being in tune with that. And maybe this Witch's Gathering card is also noticing like the company you keep. They say that you are the company that you keep. So maybe you're intentionally changing your social sphere in order to like align with this new version of self. And maybe there's been some struggle there. Maybe you felt alone, or maybe you haven't felt like this isn't coming to me yet, and so I must not be aligned with that. And I just see these puzzle pieces being put into place around that. Let's see what else we have here. Gemini, please. You got Chinnamasta, which is like ego death. and like nurturing yourself through ego death. So, and not like through the process of ego death, but like nurturing your soul, your higher self through the death of your ego, or realizing that your ego has been controlling certain things that has been happening in your life, or like maybe there's been a strong sense of like you feeling like you need to control the situations, and maybe that's what you've surrendered, and you just realize that you don't have to hang on to these situations in order to be able to have the things that you want, or you don't have to like force the things that you desire are going to come to you in a way that spirit works gently with you. It's not about, there are times to persevere through things and self-sacrifice, but or sorry, to sacrifice. That's interesting. I said self-sacrifice. Interesting. Where you have to sacrifice your higher self in order to like accomplish. But I don't think that's right. There's certain things, maybe that's what you have been doing, or maybe that's the mindset that you're letting go of, is like the feeling to self-sacrifice in order to like accomplish things. But there are times where we really have to put our focused energy into something in order to create it. Not everything is just completely and totally handed to us from the universe, and we follow our intuition, we follow our instinct, instead of following our ego and forcing certain things, or forcing things to like situations that we want to bring into our life, forcing them instead of just naturally allowing them to happen, because like we think that one vision or one picture of what that looks like is the answer to the situation. The very strong message coming through today. Okay, it says, in order to grow, the soul may need to separate itself from that which it once relied upon. Oppression will be overcome. Do not cling to what has been. Sometimes the best way to heal from the past is to cut it off completely and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation towards a more fulfilling future. You shall know true love and freedom. Wow. That's like basically the summary of the reading to date. Do not cling on to what has been. Sometimes the best way to heal from the past is to cut it off completely. There's like, maybe this realization that you're not going to get closure on certain situations, and that's just how certain situations are. We won't get closure on them, and being able to just walk away and completely separate yourself, it's not that you're not unforgiving or uncompassionate, it's just like you've come to a place of recognizing with compassion and with love that these are certain situations that you don't want to participate in anymore. You've got Smashana Kali. Life as you have known it will change radically, and this can be a welcome release. Kali is not quiet and subdued in the cremation ground. She is wild and vital. Kali brings energy and aliveness to situations where there would otherwise be none. She brings an end to stagnation that has been depleting your life force. Yeah, so it's just like really moving on from this energy, and like just with this pomegranate card, dare to taste the unknown, let your suit is, it's card number 29, which reduces down to an 11, which is a card of mastery, self-mastery. Sorry about that dog barking, if you can hear it. And then you have Krishanu. You can have what you need and desire, but you must be prepared to enter into the sacred fire to make the appropriate offering. Shift from focusing on what isn't working to handing over all the concerns as prayer offering to the divine. All can then be resolved and shall manifest according to the loving and generous grace. So there's certain things that maybe our subconscious that hasn't necessarily let go of yet. And it's definitely about like making your life a living prayer, realizing that there's things you can't, maybe that's the lesson in this, is like realizing that you can't control everything. And so just really, truly, when you see an opportunity to take a step forward, really leaning into that. But when you see that the doors are closed or you're not able to really move forward in things, then focusing in your energy on something else and kind of being like a river where you're able to just like move through and go with the flow of things. I want these guys. Just a little bit more here, and then we'll jump into your messages from spirit guides. You have Messenger and We the Hathors and Deep Cellular Healing underneath the deck with Surrender to the Sweetness, Pleasure, Joy, Make Love to Life, and Physical and Emotional Healing. And it's like maybe just falling in love with okay, so you've recently moved through something where you had to cut a lot of things off, and it's like you have what you desire around you. It just doesn't necessarily look the way that you want it to look at this point in time entirely. And it's really about taking stock and allowing that healing to happen, because maybe part of the mindset is that you have to continuously chase after things, and maybe that's kind of hiding itself in different ways now. I have with this messenger, it says bringing harmony and balance, serious energy, and we the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth is a portal. And so like there's this rebirth, there's this nurturing energy from the divine, just being supported, bringing harmony and grace. Like, just what a beautiful image right there. And so there's just this incredible smart, looks like from the divine masculine and divine feminine energies, however you, like God and goddess, if you will. But there's this deep love as you're going into this interesting, into this period of balance. And right now it's just like the chain, you have done the alignment to get you into the new place. It's here now. And now there's just like this adjustment period. And so it's just remembering to come into your compassion. What are some messages for yourself and others? Because you're changing. So other people around you, it's not like you might be a new person, but it's not like they haven't known you in a certain way. So there's also adjustment period for people around you. Messages for higher self from Gemini. Bottom of the deck, we have the Princess of Earth, and then the Queen of Wands, Empress energy, Three of Cups, abundance, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's like a huge it's like so you're becoming a student in just like, sorry, this weird message that's coming through is like, you're learning to know what it's like to have what you want. And with this Empress energy, like just manifesting this beautiful energy of just being in flow and understanding that you've planted your seeds and that you're moving forward with things and just trusting and believing and surrendering to the fact that they are going to come along for you, that they are going to come through for you, and just being in this Queen of Wands energy of just being totally attractive, charming, drawing things into you. She's the magician, or there's the magician, but she is the witch of the tarot. And just like with this cat here, it's like higher learning, higher knowledge. Also just like a spiritual protection and guidance. I'm kind of thinking like Egyptian cat stuff. It's interesting. I think they accompanied souls as they go through the afterlife and go to the afterlife, and you're in a period of like rebirth. So something has ended and there's like an aspect of like death there. So that's interesting. And you're just like, but you're coming at it with like this beginner mind with this like page of Earth here of Pentacles, and it's like coming at it from a beginner mindset in order to build something strong, stable, and secure to carry you forward. Okay, let's see. Just more of this balancing energy with the Four of Cups, and it's like balancing out what you desire, like what there's like it says luxury at the bottom of this card. And there's also a point in luxury where it's because not anything will do anymore. And so like there's this balancing that's coming together in regards to these things that you're no longer willing to operate in, no longer willing to, and like there's this spirit, like there's a divine message that like is going to come to you with Messenger, and also Temperance here. There's a message that's coming to you about, and maybe there's a point in you that doesn't understand how to not feel like you're fulfilled. And so like just that energy is coming back for like something that's gonna work through, of just like you're seeing things and it's like, oh, that's not good enough. But maybe what those things are, because you've been shut off for a long time, what those things are actually the little breadcrumbs that lead you into your ultimate fulfillment and happiness. And so like there's like this harmonizing of like what that is, so you can recognize that easier and like move forward into this strong, stable, new way of being in this physical reality. Let's see what else you have. You have the Seven of Wands, and maybe it's taking the high ground here. Also like that defensiveness energy coming through with the Seven of Wands. You have the Seven of Cups as well. Yeah, being really defensive and tentative about like how we're moving forward with this, with the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Wands. And also the Ace of Pentacles there. And so there's a point of standing your ground, and then there's also just like this point of like being in flow. And maybe when you standing your ground, it's like I don't know which one's the right thing to pick. And so also it's about like being decisive and following your intuition with that being Cups energy. Yeah, we have the 5 of Swords here. So that's like, I feel like this feeling of like winning at all costs is totally completely over. And like, it's just like this, you've overcome the big hurdle. And now there's just a couple things that you're working with your higher self, your intuitive self, to bring yourself into this like harmony. So it's just Spirit like confirming some of the messages here. Let's see what's incoming for Gemini, please. Incoming for Gemini, please. I have a feeling it's this one too. Okay, I have a feeling this is going to be coming in fast. You have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, like this emotional fulfillment. 3 of Swords, the Star, healing from this wounding. 6 of Pentacles, after the Tower of the Devil. Yeah. So a lot, huge energy here. And the first cards that I saw that flew out were the Fool and the Emperor. So it's like starting this new path of taking control of the situation. Okay, so the thing about the Emperor is that he is sitting down in his chair. He's fully suited up in armor. He's ready to do whatever he needs. Right now he's resting and relaxing because he doesn't really see the need, or he's ruling from a more laid back, also from a position of power, being seated. And he really considers what he puts his energy into, and it's like moving forward with that. And the King of Pentacles underneath the Emperor, to build this stable, like it feels like it's like this Garden of Eden that you want to create for yourself, that you've been looking forward to actually creating and moving towards that energy. And with this here at the bottom, there's been like this big huge shakeup of the things that have been keeping you stuck, keeping you behind, and you're healing and bringing this harmony that we were talking about. Like right here, it's like the same cards are coming out, and it's the Ace of Cups after this like incredibly hurtful situation that was really dragging down your energy, and now you're coming into harmony with the Star, which is like represents Aquarius, which is like future thinking, forward moving, gathering up everything that you have learned and using that information in order to be able to devise a path forward. All right, we also have the Moon, the Princess of Pentacles again, and the 10 of Cups. And it's like, yeah, there's some things that are still underneath the surface as to like directly how to move forward. And I feel like that's this message, because page often represent messages as well, or messenger. All right, we have the Queen of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, and Knight of Wands. Okay, so it's like we're really using our discernment on how to move forward past this lack mentality. There's certain things still that are happening that are contributing to like that lack mindset. And then you have the Lovers and Princess of Cups, and that's the Lovers is you, and the Princess of Cups is like, again, another message, but it could be an intuitive message again that's coming through, especially with the Princess of Cups. But it's like you're starting off on a new emotional adventure, and like even with talking about like that childlike enthusiasm, and it's like a whole new emotional reset for you. And you are moving forward into that space. There's still some things that are being worked through at this point in time, but you're going to receive some intuitive messages about it. Okay, let's pull a couple. That's a lot. A couple from here. Gemini, please. Gemini, please. It says release your blocks. And it's the first quarter moon in Scorpio. Anything else? Okay. Another big chunk came out. So obviously a lot to say. Full moon in Gemini, embrace the flow of life. Yeah, it's like a full moon in your first house is like a completion within emotional, like a completion within yourself. So you got this release your blocks, know you are loved, keep your heart open, going back to some of the first messages about that community, assessing the situation. Yeah, taking that time out right now in order to, like the Emperor sitting there moving forward. You have the new moon in Aries is go for it, work through your feelings, honor your feelings, and cool your emotions. So a lot of go for it, but the energy of moving through this last kind of stage around some things that have been keeping you stuck, and like cool down your emotions, and you do that by honoring your feelings and working with your feelings in order to truly understand where things are coming from. Okay, Gemini, we'll pull a couple more cards here and then we'll close out the reading here. For Gemini, please. Okay. You have Sage Frog balanced, going back to what we were talking about before. Your life needs balance. Sometimes you've caught enough flies and it's time to kick back. So yeah, it's like you don't have to keep on pushing forward. It's about learning how to be in a space of conscious choice of moving forward or not. You have Koala, gentleness. Gentleness brings us closer to each other. How can you connect and bond? So going back to that community, maybe there's that new community building around you, or you're relying a lot on your community. And you have White Hair, awareness. Are you attuned to your environment? How can you be more aware of the world around you? And the last one is Seal or Selkie, mystical transformation. Get in tune with the rhythms of the ocean and ride the wave of metamorphosis. Interesting. All right, Gemini, that's your reading. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.